What is up, guys? Welcome back to Scene Invaders Podcast, episode 414. The four of us here again. So excited for it. What is up, everybody? Mr. Brad from Canada.
How's it going, eh?
Still from Canada, we see.
Still from Canada.
Still. And fighting pneumonia at that. So
winning the fight. Yeah, I'm still from Canada because if the next leader has his way, then I won't be from Canada anymore. But
he'll be from North America.
North America.
Right. North America. I love it.
Well, we're getting a little concerned because it's only a matter of time before Trump figures out where Canada is.
Oh, okay. Any day now, any day.
And that's my only political humor, so love me or hate me.
It is east of the United parcel of Greenland.
Right. Facts. Also, Miss Carly. What is up, Miss Carly?
Hey, good to be here.
Yes, I am. Always happy to see you.
Always.
And Mr. Coach, still the soup catcher, gone.
The soup catcher is still gone. It didn't come back in a week.
Okay.
Oh, you're not one of those guys?
No, not one of those. It's the Scandinavian roots. So it either comes back blonde, red, or gray.
Oh,
yeah, mine's coming in gray a lot, but I can't grow one anyway. So,
yeah. I've always joked that I'm like bi-gingy because there's a lot. You don't really see it on here or in video or photos, really. But there's a lot of red in my beard. You just have to like see it in the sunshine and in person and sunlight and stuff. But and yeah, I'm bi-gingy over here. So. With gray, with lots of gray, plenty of that. All right, tonight we're of course going to talk about what we watched for the week, and then we have something fun planned for the end of the show. So definitely stay tuned for that. And tonight, I guess I'm starting this thing, and we're going to take it back a decade real quick for the first thing that I watched, which was fucking Paddington, guys. This has been on my radar for a long time, directed by Paul King. And I like a good family movie. And I just had a feeling I would probably like this. It's about my people, the Bears. So I figured this would probably be a hit for me. And I was on a show this Monday. I'll link the show in the description of the audio and the video called MMM on YouTube. And this was the movie we discussed. And I was honestly surprised that the entire panel, this is a beloved movie by everyone that was on that panel. And I get it because I had not seen it. I watched it the night before the show with two other like grown adults and had an absolute ball watching this. This film is magical. It's so sweet. It's so funny. It's so earnest. It doesn't like bash you over the head with like some tired message. Like there are things you can read into it for sure, but like it's just pleasant, fun, funny, exciting family entertainment that just left me dying for more by the end of it. It's so charming. That was the word that kept coming up in the stream when we talked about it on Monday, was charming. And this movie has charming in spades, that's for sure. And I know a couple of other people here, or at least Carly has seen the second one, but maybe not the first. Mm-hmm. And Coach, you've seen both the first and second?
I have, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's just as in living color, men on film used to say, a delight.
Yeah.
So like it's just one of those, everything is nice, you're just smiling through it and like you're just enjoying it, and next thing you know it's over.
I think it's unusually artistic also in a sense for like a family or kids movie, because there are like these moments that you get where you see like the home that they live in and you're looking at it almost like in the style of a dollhouse, where you can see all the rooms like sort of in front of you, and it kind of moves from room to room to show like what everybody's doing, and it just looks so incredible. Like the production design in this and everything is just, it's so top tier. I mean, I went into it very thinking, yeah, I'm probably going to enjoy this, but I left like, oh, okay, that blew my mind. This was incredible. And I cannot wait to see the second one. So
dude, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. And then Paddington in Peru comes out, I think in a month or something. I think it's been out in the UK.
Yeah.
But here in the US, it's coming out very, very soon. And just judging by the first one, even if the second one, which I know is not going to be a flop, I already know I'm going to like it. I can feel it.
Well, it's a running joke in movies that Paddington 2 is the perfect movie.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Well, it was like, I don't know if it was the first ever or whatever it was, but I know there was a time period where maybe it was the first film to ever have a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's currently sitting at 99, and I'm going to call out
Loser.
the idiot Justin
Yeah.
Brown. So
Bash
just
that.
Screw that guy.
Justin
Or
Brown
girl.
from
Yes,
Media.
it's a dude.
Yeah,
Of course it's a
Median
dude.
Popcorn. Like this guy is just a clown.
He's
Contrarian.
doing it just to do it.
Yeah,
He's doing
that's
it
what
just
feels
to.
like to me.
He gave the It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown a 1 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, we know what you.
That kind of guy.
We know it's
Joyless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just going through his reviews right now, just like, oh man, this guy is just one unhappy person.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I mean, I kind of expected because I loved it by the end. By when it was over, like I stood up and I made a joke, like 10-minute standing ovation in Chris's living room for Paddington. Like, but it was I stood up and I was like, yes, let's go. And then I was like, oh God, tomorrow on the stream, everyone about to probably bash the fuck out of this because it's some of the hardest and most difficult group of like people who talk about movies.
Yeah, they're fun.
The hot
They're
take.
fun. But they are some harsh critics.
They're
and-
fun for sure, but they're
Oh,
harsh.
they're
for sure,
so much
but-
fun because they don't take it too serious, and they
No.
even when they're criticized and they're having some jokes with it, they know nothing's perfect.
Well, they really care and they're passionate
they
about
do.
this
They
stuff
really
and all of that. So I just expected to be like the one lone defender in my corner. Like, I really like Paddington, guys. I thought it was really good. But
No,
no,
you don't think
everyone
they'll like
loved
it?
it.
Okay,
didn't
good.
think
I
they
was about to say.
But everyone that night, it was just glowing from literally everyone. And I think like pretty much across the board, everyone by the end of it gave it like a 9 out of 10.
Oh,
That's great.
I think it's part of the things, part of the reason it saved Wonka. Like everybody was kind of ready to kill Wonka, and it was done by the same people.
Yeah.
And you
Paul
could
King was
kind
the
of,
director.
yeah, you could kind of feel that throughout Wonka as well.
Wonka was good.
Where like
I've seen that.
it's not the level of Paddington, but yeah, it was a good movie.
I thought Wonka was, I thought it had a lot of magic in it. My problem with Wonka, I didn't love it. I thought it was fine. I just didn't understand how the Wonka character that we saw there became the Wonka character that you know from like Willy
Gene
Wonka and the
Wilder.
Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't understand how this like light, bright, kind, normal-ish person became this like sort of like sadistic, crazy, like the Gene Wilder character that most
I
people
know
are
how.
used to.
I don't
He
like
had to form a corporation. Like
Yeah, that's it, right.
deal with
There's a lot of red tape to get through.
I think
Bureaucratic
he
tape.
just hung out with kids long enough and realizes he just didn't like kids.
Yeah.
That I mean, that's fair enough for sure. But I love Timothy
You either do or
Chalamet,
don't.
Oscar boy, whatever number on this show. He's one of them. But yeah, Wonka, not bad, but Paddington for me, far and above, man. If for some reason this has skipped you, even if you're an adult, like I said, I watched it with 2 other grown adults. This is a must see. And if you have kids, especially, like this is true and exceptional entertainment for the entire family that I can't recommend it enough, guys. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, as you can see by my name, Paddington Enjoyer, because it's real. And the next thing I saw this week, Coach and I definitely have some crossover on this. I know he's been kind of curious to get my take on this. And this is directed by Michael Gracie, and it's called Better Man, which is an unusual, to say the least, biopic about UK pop star Robbie Williams, who, if I'm being honest, I know the name. I have always known the name, but I've never known his music. He's kind of like Kylie Minogue in a way, where he's huge everywhere but like the US.
You have heard his music. You
I'm
probably
sure
Now
you've
I
seen her
realize I have.
Millennium.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely now I realize I have. But even still, like probably not as much as what I would have thought after seeing this. But yeah, this is a biopic where he is played by like a motion capture ape. And to be fair, before going into this, I really wasn't looking forward to it. I felt kind of like, I'm going to go see this. However, but maybe it was with that attitude going in that I left this movie. I loved this movie.
Oh,
It
awesome.
is absolutely outstanding. This is an exceptional biopic. Loved it.
So it's the same director that did Greatest Showman.
Yep.
And so like you do have those moments. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, why did they do that? All right, why did they do that? Why did they feel the need to do it? And when you have the biopics, especially about musicians, it is these geniuses and savants and, who somehow, like overall,
Prodigies.
genius makes it through. And when you see this story is he's just a charismatic guy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his talent is his charisma.
And stage presence.
And stage presence. Like he's not like a wonderful musician. He's not the greatest singer, but he's just has a presence. And he kind of, just like most biopics, does a lot of shitty things.
Yeah.
When a lot of these biopics happen, it's a self-harm thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Elton John, it's self-harm thing. The Ray Charles, it's a self-harm thing. Whether it's drugs or abuse or anything like that.
And you get a lot of drugs. That here.
Well, but he's also almost like abusing mentally other people type of thing. And with using the ape CGI, it breaks the barrier. It kind of separates the two, which allows you to accept the bad things he's doing a lot easier.
Yeah,
because he's just a little. In the beginning, he's a literal chimpanzee, and then it becomes an ape. I thought it was wonderful. I had listened to his music before. I kind of knew that he was in a boy band, and it was kind of one of those like put together by numbers type. And then he kind of broke out of that, and it is.
I had never heard of that boy band either.
Oh yeah.
Is it take that?
Take that.
Yes.
Take that.
Yeah, he was in that. I had never heard that before.
Someone's got a poster on her wall.
Okay,
I don't.
right.
I just remember that one
take
song.
That tattoo.
Whatever I did, whatever I said, I didn't mean it. I don't know. I just want you back for good. Something like that. That's all I remember.
Want you back?
Yeah.
And it's funny because in this movie they tried to initially market, so they sort of just like held auditions to sort of bring a boy band together. They weren't like a natural like.
It was just like 98 Degrees. It was like
Blue
Girl.
They were just like trying to form
any of those
manufactured.
And they tried to initially market this band to like gays and gay clubs and stuff. So they had these like kids like performing in gay bars and shit. And I mean, it was like a little bit popular, but really not very. And like the first time they decided to put them basically in front of like a mixed audience, or really specifically like a group of women, they blew the fuck up and became like a really major thing, like pretty much like overnight at that point when they had been around for a while. And I thought that was all really fascinating because I didn't know anything about it. And I guess that's kind of nice to go into something like this not knowing much about an artist. And I can't exactly sit here and say what is definitively true or not, but Robbie Williams was very heavily involved in this. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it is his voice for the majority of it as the like the ape character. So I'm gonna imagine most of it probably is on the truer side of things.
Yeah, they did a lot of the behind the scenes stuff this week on like Twitter and stuff, where a lot of those videos have dropped. But I mean, the music performances are really good. I mean, he has some bangers, and the choreography, the dancing, and all that, it works.
There's a sequence, like kind of middle-ish of this film, of a song of his called Rock DJ.
Yes.
And
that's the big number in it.
Like
and it feels like, I mean, there are moments, this isn't the only one, but there are moments in this where, yes, this is a musical biopic, but this felt like a musical. Like, I mean, it was a big production, singer, or dancers, like tons of them on screen, tons of shit happening. And this whole sequence is presented as like a one take. Yeah, of course. I'm sure they fudged that a little bit, but it is kind of like portrayed to you or conveyed to you as like a one shot take of this like big, huge, elaborate like number. And it's kind of stunning to look at and get through. I was just like, wow, this is incredible. Like you can tell a lot of love, a lot of craft, a lot of work went into this movie. And it is a shame that this is
barely anyone.
Yeah,
no one's watching it
because it cost over $100 million to make this.
And that's the tough part.
That's pretty rough.
Is the amount of money that's put into it. Like, it's crazy what you'd have to do to get back. I mean, it's easy to kind of poke fun at where people have been, putting clips from the Planet of the Apes movies and being like, "Oh, this was my favorite part of
okay, right.
Letterman."
I mean, at first I was kind of put off by it a little bit because I thought it was going to be distracting, but it's, for me at least, it works very quickly that you just adjust to it and accept it, and you don't even really think about it, and it just works.
That's what I wanted to ask, actually. Let's say they did this movie, but they didn't use the CGI ape, would it have changed your view of it?
I think maybe.
Yeah. I think it would have. I mean, like,
would it made it less interesting, or
I think so.
Yeah, because it is kind of a cookie cutter type thing when you break it all down. Of like, it's not really a self-created artist as much as it is a
built one.
A built one, yeah.
So I mean, I read an interview where Robbie Williams, said that he chose the ape because he thinks he's less
evolved.
He didn't get a chance to evolve,
right?
And you see that, and I think that's very real here for sure.
There's like some arrested development there, but I guess if you are built, you're manufactured to do this. Like, how do you know anything else? How can you evolve if someone is making sure you evolve to what they need you to?
Sure. And then, I mean, you have access to money and all this stuff, like starting at a pretty young age. So, of course, with that, not for everyone, but for a lot of people, unfortunately, comes like drugs and abusive tendencies in that way, and not being able to ever like grow up as a normal kid, and like family problems and all that kind of shit that all just sort of culminate to create this like very complicated and interesting character that I left very interested in Robbie Williams. Yeah, he's kind of an asshole, and I think that is sort of his persona. And even like I went to see it with Chris, and at the end, like he was like, I like that, but man, I struggle because he's just such an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but
it's hard to like a non-likable character.
Yeah, and he is sort of unlikable, but there is still sort of there's this charm to him as a performer, and as even when he's like doing his worst and all that kind of shit, there's just something charismatic and charming about him that's sort of hard to not be pulled in by. And yeah, it was fucking great, guys. Like, this is a huge recommend from me. It's something I'll absolutely be watching again for sure. And
like it's worth seeing in the theater.
Yes,
like with all the surround sound and the big visuals and all that. Like,
and the visuals are spectacular. Like the mocap of the ape and all that shit. It looks great. Like, it always looks, I don't want to say convincing necessarily, but you just fall under the spell of it.
Yeah.
And you just kind of forget that that's what's going on here. It just feels natural and normal for this.
It's kind of like Paddington where like you just accept that there's a walking, talking bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Just who likes marmalade. Like,
right.
Like,
might have a sandwich in his hat. Like,
one of the family. Okay.
Yeah, this is just spectacular, man. And it's a shame that at least US audiences are not going to get on board with this. It's going to find its audience for sure over time. It's just too bad that I think people are hesitant to go into a biopic about an artist that they're not familiar with. Because again, I was not really familiar.
Right.
But I'm so glad that I saw this. And yeah, I would urge anyone who's interested in a biopic of any sort. This is an uncommonly good one that is a little bit cookie cutter, like Coach said, but it's just presented in just such a showy and exciting and interesting way that it's just hard to deny, like the entertainment value here, in my opinion.
That's a 10-4, good buddy.
10-4. And that was it for me. So we're gonna move on to Coach and see what else he watched. Which one I'm already mad about, and I'm jealous. So it's fine. I'll be fine.
So the last Showgirl, like, it's been on my radar, but more and more as like Pamela Anderson has gotten accolades for it, I've really kind of like, okay, like, let's see what she can do. Like, and even like I saw her do a Criterion Closet segment, and it was like, oh, Pam Anderson is a cinephile. Okay.
Yeah. Because let's be fair, no one thinks of her as like an actress. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
No, she was a body.
Yeah.
Right. She was a body on Baywatch, like all the where no one's expecting them to do anything.
So it's done. The director is Gia Coppola, one of the Coppola clan. They did this filmed this in 19 days. It is a nice, solid, like, I think, hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah, I know it's like short. Brad,
it is
that's
short.
Right up your alley there.
However, not sweet. It's heartbreaking. It is what I always kind of refer to as the leftovers of life, of kind of like, there you have people who have gotten married or have had kids or have done these things in their lives, and then there's just kind of the leftovers. So it's somebody that either stayed in the same job too long, the same place too long, or just couldn't put relationships together, and that's this is what all the characters are, just kind of the leftovers. And
I'm feeling attacked.
Really, I thought I was doing self-harm, but
oh my god.
But it's basically like Pam Anderson is a showgirl in her mid to late 40s of a dying show that is about to close. She has a child that she's kind of estranged from, that they talk, but they don't really talk. Her daughter's played by Billie Lourd, who is giving off major Princess Leia. Like
Carrie
she needs to play her Princess Leia in the movie. She spitting image of like Carrie Fisher back in the day, like the old Blues Brothers.
Cocaine days.
The old, yes.
Sorry.
Call back our pre-show discussion.
But you have Pam Anderson, who is a aging showgirl. You have Dave Bautista, who's kind of like the guy who runs the show and like runs the whole facility and stuff like that. And he's kind of a leftover as well.
He's turned into quite the actor.
He had a great quote where he's just like, I don't want to be The Rock. I don't want to be anything like The Rock. And he just wants to work on good movies and good directors. Like, I think he did with Stuber, or he did a couple of those, but I think you see him like doing Dune, and he's taking more artsy roles.
Fantastic in Dune. Actually, every performance, Knock at the Cabin, every performance he's done has been great.
Yes.
He was definitely the best part of Knock at the Cabin, for sure.
Knock at the Cabin. He was
Killer's
in
Game. He was really great in that.
Yeah, he's just doing really good bit parts all over the place.
Artemis Hotel.
Yep.
I haven't seen that.
It's fun.
So Jamie Lee Curtis plays a former showgirl who is now a waitress at a casino. And then you have Brenda Song and Kieran Shipka as like the young, ready to go showgirls who are just getting into it. Yeah. And it's a lot of just nobody feels sorry for themselves in this.
Good.
But they're just kind of go through their lives of just existing.
They're just living their lives.
They're just living their lives.
Yeah.
There's nothing exceptional of it. And that's kind of like it's almost the old cinema verite type of thing of the average will become the star on screen. Pamela Anderson is really good in this.
That's what I was going to ask. I know she's getting heralded as she's got the new take on her life with no makeup and that, which I think she still looks good. But is she just kind of reinventing herself, or is this like, did she audition for this part? Was it presented to her?
I don't know a lot of the backstory with it, but like there's a vulnerability that she plays, and it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but on a lot of the talk shows that she's been going on, she's been even kind of talking about like the sex tape stuff and how like it was stolen. It was something that was done private, and
sure.
And it was kind of before a lot of the people like 99.9 celebrity sex tapes are signed off of because of what happened with the Pamela Anderson one.
Yeah.
Is you can't produce it unless you're like signing off on it or management teams are signing off on it. Mm-hmm. So there is no real such thing as the stolen sex tape back in that time before the hack of the 2010s or whenever that was.
Yeah, Sony hack, whatever.
But she plays such a vulnerable of she's just barely making it through, and she's just on the verge of breaking but never breaks type thing. Like, listen, this is not really an uplifting thing, but we don't always go to the movies just to put on a smile.
Oh, so, no, I definitely don't.
Is it basically like a female wrestler, the wrestler?
I think that's a perfect analogy to it. Yeah, I think it's a perfect analogy to it. Okay. Of she's trying to keep something going longer than everybody else's.
Mm-hmm. Sure. It's all she knows.
It's all she knows. It's all she is.
She's good at it.
So, I mean, visually it's good. It's shot. It's nice, quick, in, out. It'll make you think and kind of, self-evaluate a little bit afterwards. But, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, this is definitely I'm watching this very soon for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to check this out.
I was just saying earlier, I don't
place anywhere near me
or go to the theater and see it because I'm always going to lean toward the theater, but it is kind of tempting that it's like right there. And
I will say Jamie Lee Curtis does steal the show, but Pamela Anderson is like is definitely the show. Right. Next, I had The Brutalist. The 3 hours and 30 plus with an intermission.
See it. That's all I want in life right now.
the best way I can equate this, it is Once Upon a Time in America meets Tree of Life.
Okay.
So it is an immigrant's tale. It is a up and coming young man. It's Adrian Brody plays. If I can find the name, because I'm going to butcher it. He plays the character. There it is. Sorry. Laszlo Toth.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a great name.
Yeah. Well, that name is actually the name of the person that broke Michelangelo's toe.
Oh.
So if you remember the guy that like the statue of David?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that broke off the toe. That was the actual name of that person.
Sweet.
So this is presented as a truish story, but it's not. It's everything's made up in it. But the story is Laszlo is a architect from Budapest, and with the events of the World War II, gets exiled to America. So it is an immigrant's tale of him kind of working his way, and a wealthy benefactor needs a new library. So he kind of designs this library and becomes like this benefactor's crown jewel, where it's like, I'm going to help this man, and we're going to get his wife over.
A project, or?
Yes, basically like. He loves the library so much that he wants to create this huge center in Pennsylvania as like an ode to his mother type thing.
Okay.
So he wants this big, huge, thing. And it is kind of the guy getting crushed by the politics, crushed by his nationality as like he belongs, but he doesn't belong. Like it's an immigrant's tale.
Yeah.
Right.
It is very cinematic. Anytime that they drive anywhere or ride anywhere, there's these amazing scope pictures and just countrywide. It's a gorgeous film. Gorgeous film. The first bit before intermission is absolutely amazing. You're there, you're all with it. I do recommend. I had a shot of espresso and it's funny. So like I had a big Starbucks cup of Cafe Americana, and I'm walking into the theater and I can see the guy just looking at it. And I walk to the front and I have my ticket and everything. And he's just kind of like, we don't really let outside food or drink. I'm like, You're showing a 3 hour and 30-minute movie, and you have no coffee products in your building.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's just
fucked.
like, yep.
Yeah,
No
fair
problem.
enough. Fair enough.
Walk right through. You know.
Get
Why?
fucked, says Carly.
Yeah.
Right. Seriously.
They would have taken your Starbucks away, Carly. I'm like, get fucked.
Aw.
Sit down. You.
Yeah.
I would have said it in a really charming, nice way.
Okay, right.
Like, come on, get out of Mr. Coffee. Like, you're telling me you can't just have a pot of coffee in the movie theater? Like,
You can't buy a $40 Keurig.
right. So I was all caffeinated, ready to go. Intermission happened, and nobody knew what to do.
Right. Nobody is used to that. That is
yeah,
facts.
and it's funny because I was talking about it with my father this morning, and he was just like, yeah, like movies used to have that all the time, and it was great. Like, you can stretch your legs, move around, like
Go for a cigarette,
go for a drink, whatever you wanted. But the score is playing in the background, and then basically a timer ticks down on a screen, which is actually nice. The second act, or the third act, actually, the way it is it's a little rushed.
That's a question I was going to ask. So
yeah, it's rushed. Everything after the mission, you just feel like a whirlwind. You don't feel like you're in the story anymore because they're just moving.
Okay.
There's some choices that are made in the story that I kind of question. Like, I understand there's the power dynamic between the American and the non-American, and how they are in society.
Guy Pearce, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So he is a Van Buren, but not the Van Buren.
Oh, okay. Just a Van Buren.
Just a Van Buren.
There it is.
He is phenomenal. He is intense. He is great. He's deserving of all the accolades he's getting for this too. I would definitely see this in the theaters. I personally would not have it as the best picture.
Okay.
Because I think it loses a little bit of control of what it is.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say that after intermission, it's not as compelling as it was before intermission. So, yeah.
And
seems to be right in unison.
I'm not even really doing it justice, but I'll tell you, like, the visuals as well as the score is the number one thing in this. It is just,
I've heard it's amazing.
It hits you in the heart every single time. Like, you can just feel the score just rumbling, and then like, oh, it's pay attention. But so, like, yeah, I'd say if you have the chance to see it in the theater, see it in the theater. I didn't see it in IMAX. I don't see the need to see it in IMAX. Mm-hmm. But if you do want to see it in IMAX, I think that would be great as well.
Yeah. 70 millimeter, if you have that option, which is so rare.
Yes.
There's not one super close to me. I almost drove like 6 hours to see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter because I'm insane. But I did not end up doing it. But that's a like bucket list thing. One day I'm going to see something major in 70 millimeter somewhere.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's it for me. So
that's it. All right, we're moving on to Mr. Brad from Canada. Brad Daddy, if you will, or Brad Daddy if you're nasty. I don't know.
If you're willing,
I'm all those
either
things.
one.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's a tale as old as this podcast, but I wanted to go see A Better Man, but it wasn't playing near me, so
he complained in the group chat about it. He was like, "Motherfuckers!"
I was mad. I was like angry toddler mad. But so after I got that, I decided, okay, well, let's see what's on. So I actually sat down, watched some TV, and checked out a couple sitcoms and a couple movies. So the first sitcom I watched was Shifting Gears. It's brandly new. It's got Tim Allen, Kat Dennings, and Sean William Scott.
Okay. I haven't even heard of it. Wow.
I have.
Okay. Tim Allen's a big car guy, so naturally it's centered around cars. He's I guess a garage restoration shop owner, and his kind of estranged or just daughter that he doesn't get along with moves back in with her 2 kids because she's getting a divorce and she's got to get her life back.
Okay.
Now the kids,
I'm assuming this is Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kat Dennings is the daughter. Tim Allen's the father. Sean William Scott is the works at the shop, going to be the potential love interest, I think.
Oh.
She got 2 kids, and it's kind of a pretty easy story of old gruff guy trying to learn about new things.
Sure.
And just, I don't know.
The
It was
Tim Allen shtick.
Yeah, is it him just kind of crapping about anything that's newer than him?
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's like he watches the news so we can figure out what to hate.
Right. Kids
Okay, right.
Gets
what are we mad at today? Like,
gets the kid to drive a car when he's not ready because kid has an Uber account, and he's like, no, man, you don't do that. You got to learn. You got to experience. And it is kind of like I said. It's a tale. It's pretty old, but I mean, one thing that kind of hit me is Kat Dennings and Tim Allen, the characters, they don't get along because his wife, her mother, passed away, and she was essentially the glue of the family. And I don't know, I went through something similar when my mom passed, and my family always kind of split, So I felt that, okay, that's compelling enough because that's real. All the stuff that they bitch at is not real. I don't think Sean William Scott has done much since American Pie. A few things. I kind of
like him though. Like
I always liked him.
He's
never disliked him.
Evolution.
He hasn't done anything too crazy.
Yeah.
But he's a convincing actor. Now this is gonna. Okay, I don't care.
We don't care on this.
I don't get the appeal of Kat Dennings.
She's got big knockers.
I like her. I think
she's got a pretty face too.
I mean,
she's got a cute face, and
but she's
got huge knockers.
She's not any more attractive than any of the other sitcom starlets, and like she's as attractive as like Penny on Big Bang Theory.
I don't know. I think she's really pretty.
I think she's very pretty too, but I don't understand why. Like when I talk about Kat Dennings, oh, I like her. I'm like,
it's her boobies.
That's fine.
Okay, right.
Not to like her.
One, it's her boobies, and she just always has a snappy comeback.
That's right.
Like,
she's
sassy. Yes.
Well, that's fine. Then like the writers that provide for her. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just
does she
old man yelling at
doesn't
clouds.
Do it for you.
Does she play the same
Daddy.
character that she does in everything? Like, is she the same in this as she is in Thor? As she is in the Two Broke Girls?
Two Broke Girls. Yeah.
I think that's good. I mean, you find a lane, stick with it, but it's.
She's like Jason Bateman. He's always the same thing all
Jason
the time.
Bateman.
I always like that thing. Like I like Jason Bateman, even though he's very samey all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is the funny. I see that there is a Galaxy Quest reunion.
Oh, awesome!
Oh, cool.
Of Tim Allen and Daryl Mitchell, who is the African American who flew the
pilot.
The pilot.
He plays one of the guys in the shop, and he's in a wheelchair.
Oh,
he's that guy. Okay,
how progressive.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
I'm dead.
No, I'm serious. I don't like. It was just kind of a lot of things thrown in. I'm like, why?
No, it's
just some random guy.
It just seems Tim Allen, who is historically very conservative,
not super progressive.
With
Kat Dennings, who is just the mouth, and now we have a African American in a wheelchair.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I didn't know that is he paralyzed or is he?
No.
Is
He's
acting.
He's acting.
Working legs.
Well, how?
It's like the guy who's
something new.
How are the wheelchair people going to accept this when he's taking a wheelchair actor's
part? Okay, there's that too.
Sorry,
that's what Tim Allen
throw him out of the country.
I don't give a fuck.
That's right. Yeah. So I checked that out. Like I'll watch it and just. Why not kind of thing.
What is there anything else, Brad, that you watch that we can shit on us?
Oh, plenty. Don't worry. I think it's on Peacock or something like that. It's on the cock.
It's on the cock.
On the cock.
Same.
So I also watched Animal Control with Joel McHale. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a single cam sitcom, no laugh track, nothing, and it follows the adventures of Joel McHale, who is a former police officer, but he kind of dug up some corruption within the precinct. So instead of figuring out, they fired him.
Oh wow.
So he just got a job as animal control because he made friends with a lot of guys in animal control.
Okay.
He's kind of the veteran and he has a partner, but he keeps on saying, no, man, I'm a lone wolf. I don't like partners. I'm a lone wolf. Now, his partner is a former X Games snowboarder who tore his ACL. But the chemistry between them is really entertaining. And the whole cast is really great. It's really great because I don't recognize any of these people.
Yeah.
So I love
not noticing any of them.
You don't know anybody. Like this could be
Sometimes
their
that's great though.
That is my favorite.
Yeah.
That is my favorite because I don't see anybody. Like you see Joe McHale, you think Community or The Bear.
Mhm.
You know?
Or The Soup. Sorry.
Soup.
Some of
And I have to say really quickly too, like I think as of today, the news is that he's going to be in Scream 7.
What?
Sidney Prescott's husband.
Sidney Prescott's
boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Wow.
Her husband's boyfriend?
No,
Or,
that's her husband.
Husband or boyfriend.
Or yeah, boyfriend. Her significant other.
He's going to be the guy.
What the fuck? What about Patrick
And
Dempsey?
his name is Mark, which is the name of Scream people. But yeah, Mark which was the cop that was in the last movie that everyone assumes she's married to. So he has the same name, but it's not Patrick Dempsey or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Scandals on Scream 7.
So yeah, it was a pretty unassuming thing. I mean, you got some pretty good gags, and like it was just the chemistry between the whole cast is really, really good.
Okay.
So I'll probably still watch that too.
Okay.
As far
that
as
sounds
movies,
fun. That sounds
it is fun. It is fun. I mean, you got ostriches that run and attack people and stuff, and yeah, so that's always fun.
They're coming with their Brad Daddy energy.
So I was also able to watch Memoirs of a Snail, and
it's a good one.
I didn't know that this was about people. I thought it was about snails.
Oh, okay.
No, seriously, I thought it was like going to be
snails as our
stop motion snail tails. I guess I don't know.
Snail tails.
That makes sense, especially if you haven't seen the trailer or anything.
I didn't see anything. So I watched it, and I could say it is so fucking ugly, but so
like
damn beautiful.
Yeah,
it's like so wonderful,
stunning. Within the first 4 minutes, I was crying.
Oh God, and I cried on the internet
through the. I would love to say joys, but maybe joy.
Yeah,
because it did not like this is a sad fucking movie.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of snails. This talk about hoarding and religious cults and potential murder,
sexual fetishes,
and fetishism and swingers. I knew those two were swingers. I knew that. But just a heartbreak, and I'm sitting there watching, and I've got tears just rolling. And I'm an ugly crier, like so.
Me
It's like fuck you guys, it's fucking snail. So yeah,
it's rough.
And even the good parts were sad.
There's this like overarching sense of loss to all of it.
It is
it's oppressive. I don't want to say oppressive, but like it's heavy.
Yeah.
And I loved the animation because it reminded me of Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yep,
I love that movie too. And I think I laughed once at a part I probably shouldn't have laughed at.
It's also what this does well.
I laughed a couple of times.
Oh yeah, I laughed.
When the kid gave him the finger and he reached over and just broke his finger.
Right.
I laughed for about 10 minutes. Because maybe I was just feeling so bad that I needed to laugh, and I laughed hard. That was my favorite part of the damn thing. And yeah, I mean I don't know how a movie presented as it was can tackle so many things so effortlessly.
Right.
Like it was just, and then this, and then this, and of course this, which of course led to that. Well, this is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is, and you're okay with everything. You're okay with all the shitty things that's happening.
That was a good description, Brad. That was very
Yes.
good.
Because it has a good ending though. That's why.
It did have a very good ending. Yeah.
Yeah, and I misused the word like when I initially saw this of joyous. This movie is not joyous, but there is a joyousness sort of to it in the end. But yeah, it hangs heavy, and
it says to like
heavy.
the indomitable human spirit just to continue.
Yeah,
because
and to persevere.
The like I said, after the first 4 minutes, I'd have taken one of them snails and choked on it and killed myself because for like 1/8 that this fucking people are going through. Like Jesus,
it's the shame is more people should see this movie.
Yes,
and just the way it is, and the nature of it, and the nature of cinema these days is the people that should see this movie would probably turn it off 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people are immediately turned off by animation.
Yes.
We know Dan.
Especially the stop motion.
Is like very much like that. He just has sort of a block with animation. I get to have certain sort of blocks with some things.
The same way with people have with foreign movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, subtitles,
all
anything.
that.
Yeah, but I thought it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
Like painfully amazing.
This has been the year of like, look, last year was the year of like, how do we get people to notice these things? Like, whether it's, My Favorite Hundreds of Beavers, Memoirs of a Snail, Strange Darling, like, how do you get, other than word of mouth, how do you,
the underdog,
how do you sell these things? How do you get people that normally wouldn't watch this stuff to watch it?
Well, and especially like in a post-COVID like film landscape where COVID really did change how people view movies. I mean, that's been changing for a while, but when everything was sort of like completely taken away from you during COVID, and people are trying to slowly acclimate back to a theater.
Yeah,
and I mean, it happens, of course, for some things. We have several movies this year that grossed over $1 billion and shit, but overall, it changed the movie landscape so much that it's just undeniable. And it does scare me a little bit for the future, because if you look at the list of like all the top grossing films of this year, it's all sequels to shit, because people have to like have this built in, like, I know I want this or like this to go see it. And any new IP is like trying to
give a chance.
Yeah,
it's hard to give things a chance. Of course, that's
not for me, but I get
that's why we're here to recommend things to y'all. And so, because I had maybe a milligram of moisture in my body.
Oh, okay.
I decided to watch. Calm down. I decided to watch Superman, the Christopher Reeve story.
Oh God! I bet you cried like a bitch for that too.
Whatever I had left.
You look like the thing from Cocoon by the end of it, like like dried up, like desiccated, like
yeah, pretty much. Everybody knows the Chris Reeve story, the tragedy, the successes, everything. But I guess it's been a while since I actually revisited it, because I knew it, but to watch it again, and like from him getting Superman to the rough life he had with his father, it's his relationship with Robin Williams. There's two things I'll remember, one thing to say later, but they had this really fantastic visual of Christopher Reeve's Superman doing like a flying pose. It looked like a granite statue, and it kept on going back to that statue and turning it, and just looked fantastic. I know it's all computer generated, but it didn't look computer generated. It was just really presented really well. And as he told the story, or the story was told of him, there would be actual kryptonite shards that would grow and recede on the statue to show him at his best and at his worst. So it was weird to see them actually manifesting kryptonite during his downfall. Like that this isn't killing him, but it's slowing him down. No, wait, this is killing him.
Right.
No, he's coming back. And it was just a really, really great storytelling visual. When he got on the it was either Johnny Carson or David Letterman, I believe. He was talking about his acting coach at Juilliard.
Right.
And he said, now, Christopher, do not sell out. You're an actor unless they present to you a lot of money.
Okay, right. Then sell the fuck out.
So that was it. And like I said, we've all know the story, but I don't think anybody really knew the backlash that he got when he attempted to find a cure for paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
Because people that are paralyzed are like, we don't need a cure. There's nothing wrong with us.
Sure.
And yeah, I can see that. You know,
I'd rather walk, but that's me.
Yeah, same.
I get it.
too.
I guess some people can. Sorry.
But I do get the outrage of the commercial.
I do too.
When he
because
was the
nothing wrong
commercial,
with you.
the commercial that showed him walking, was
awful.
even. I was like, ooh.
Well, that was kind of early CGI, kind of weird.
Yeah.
There was. Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
There is a redemption story in there of like, he was kind of a dick, and he was kind of a ladies' man, and like,
love him and leave him.
And then like you saw the humanity of Robin Williams kind of rub off on him, and you know, but then you saw the humanity of Robin Williams when he was not able to move and stuff like that.
Yeah,
just coming in and making fun of him.
That was the one thing. There was, I think Glenn Close said this, and this really, it kind of kicked me in the heart, because he said she said the relationship between Robin Williams and Christopher was so powerful. Like they fed off each other. Mm-hmm. And then she said something that I'm like, wow. She said, I believe if Christopher was still alive, Robin would be too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You might not want to lay that at somebody's feet.
Yeah.
You know, like he still has kids but I thought it was extremely powerful. And like I said, whatever scrap of moisture I had in me after that, I was all gone. And like I needed an IV because I was crying so much through all of this. Like, oh yeah, it was fantastic. Movie was so freaking good.
Yeah, well done documentary.
Extremely. And when he showed up at the Oscars, and just watching everybody lose their shit, it was so cool. And how he had to travel to all these shows and various things. It's something I never really thought about. There weren't really adaptable for him to go in the front door, so he had to go in the back a lot, and he would travel through the kitchens and maintenance, and everybody in the kitchen and maintenance just fawned all over him, wanted autographs, wanted to thank him and loved him.
It's fucking Superman, man. Like,
like that affected him. He's like,
and the stuff he was hooked up to, it was like now it's easier for people with those ailments to move around because of like the stuff that they were building for him.
Yeah. And I mean, he still acted. He was in Smallville. He did a production of Rear Window. He's directed. He did so much after, but it's crazy because he did so much before. And the only thing he didn't really do was get the same commercial success as Superman, but nobody could.
I think that's like
nobody can.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
can't
the double-edged
do better
sword
than Superman.
Yeah, being such an iconic fucking character that you may never like ever.
Where do you go from there?
Kind of.
Where do you go from there?
Right.
And it's hard to be taken seriously. Maybe.
I think now with like the major, I mean, Superman's always been kind of a no name that's put in that role.
Yeah.
And the other ones have been kind of more rounded out actors who have been able to survive. Like most of the Batmans have been able to survive and those type of things because.
But it's honestly, it's changed since because like, I mean, Ryan Reynolds was also Green Lantern.
Sure.
You know, Ben Affleck was also Daredevil. There's this was the only superhero movie. This was it. There was no other superhero movies. There's the Batman TV show, and then there was the Wonder Woman TV show.
Sure.
There was not too many the properties that we have now.
Especially on like as far as films go, for sure.
Yeah. And like Superman grossed like $400 million. Oh
wow.
In 1978. So yeah. He could have lived off that forever.
Yeah.
Until he couldn't, because unfortunately he didn't have access to the acting guild and the union because he wasn't acting anymore. So that got cut off. So it's like, all right, now what do we do? And they figured it all out. But yeah. And watching his kids are just amazing. One of them looks not just like him, but you see looking like, holy shit.
Could be a future Superman. Like,
good looking son of a bitch. Like, holy cow. And his daughter's amazing. And just, it seems like even though he was not the best person, he became the best person because of this. So that's all I have. I'm out like my tears.
There it is. Right. Again, like I need to somehow edit in here the Cocoon thing, which is Brad, like the dried up, like
picture Mr. Burns or something.
That's a go-to gift for me.
It's a good one.
It looks like our last person tonight is Carly. Carly, every single bit of pressure that's ever been pressured is on you right now.
Just like a diamond.
To deliver what you watched for this week, because trust me, Carly finna rise to the occasion here real shortly when none of us did. So we're gonna pressure her like a bitch right now.
Yeah, well, that's just because I totally misunderstood this week's assignment, so that's my fault. But
no, this is an extremely well produced podcast where we always know exactly what is going on at every moment,
down to the
minute. So with that being said, I didn't really watch a whole lot this week. I did watch Uprising, which is a Netflix original movie that came out in 2024. It is set, this is just the summary from IMDb. It's in the Joseon dynasty. Two friends who grew up together, one the master and one the servant, reunite post-war as enemies on opposing sides. So this was actually recommended to me by my 9-year-old son and my husband. They both really enjoyed it. He actually watched the entire thing. It was not dubbed; it was subtitled.
I prefer.
So it's yes, me too. I'm not a dub fan.
No,
but I watched it on both of their recommendations. They said. My son was like, "Mom, you've got to watch this. It's got the coolest fight scenes." And I was like, okay, all right.
Okay.
So it's a little long in the tooth, but I really did enjoy it. I didn't even really recognize the actor that played the main protagonist, but he was really great in the role. I really liked him. And like my son said, the fight scenes were excellent. The cinematography was fantastic. Really, the only gripe that I have with this movie is the fact that the story is kind of told out of sequence. And I really didn't think it needed to be. It kind of, and it wasn't even the whole movie was told out of sequence. It was just like maybe the first 15 to 20 minutes. So it was a little confusing for me. Obviously, you have to pay attention to it. And but yeah, that was really the only gripe that I had. Yeah, I'm like, why do we just tell it in sequential order? It's not punching it up or anything, you know? You don't have to do that. Or at least just maybe
with Strange Darling that yes, that can be very
yeah, with that it works.
Well, when it works well. I got Strange Darling and Pulp Fiction. Those are the gold standards.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. This I didn't think it benefited at all from it being told out of order. But it was still really good. Definitely recommend it. And again, it's on Netflix.
Okay. And you said it's a Netflix original, right?
As far as I know, it says Netflix on it. So I just assumed it was.
I feel like everything on there anymore
Right.
is that. So.
They got that money. They can do it.
That's all they recommend to me whenever I look at
Yeah,
you
fact.
should,
And I
you
will
should
say-
see this. Oh,
And
should
will say
I?
it's not historically accurate, but it still tells a great story. It's really good.
I sat through Napoleon, so yeah, I'm used to that. Like, we're good.
Right.
But that falls onto Apple. Sorry, Apple.
Yeah.
But that was all that I watched because I was
Okay.
busy working on an assignment that we didn't need to do.
Well, this is very professional, guys. And I
Um,
do want to say too, really quick, since Carly said it, about dubbed versus like subtitles. I
Mhm.
remember tweeting about this a little while back, and I had just only ever come at it from my perspective of I prefer subtitles. I think that is the more natural way to watch something like that.
Mhm.
And then what is probably a Twitter mutual of yours, I'm sure, Carly, Meat Popsicle. Do you know who that is?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he's totally good people, very cool people, and he chimed in when I tweeted about that and was like,
what could
Coach
he
is
possibly
like,
have chimed in about?
he's
What
like,
did,
he's
what did Meat Popsicle say?
Yeah.
well, he was like, I totally see what you're saying here, but as someone
But-
who is dyslexic, it's very hard
Oh.
for me to follow the subtitles.
Okay.
This guy.
So
That's
the
fair.
dubbed version just always works better for me. So that did change my perspective on how I feel about that. I mean, I never look down on anyone who prefers dubbed. I mean, you can be a little bit more in and out of it that way.
Technically,
yeah, that
every
was-
week where your square is, you are always looking down on me. So
Okay, but that's true. And it probably looks like I'm doing that the whole entire time. I'm
Aw.
like, I should look at the camera, and I can't help it, but I just want to
Well,
look
the
at you
camera's
guys.
like up here,
Yeah.
at least
I
for
need
me.
to figure all.
Well, my camera's up here, but I wanted to
Okay.
see what you guys look like
Right.
when you talk.
Exactly. I'm
Meat
too busy looking
Popsicle,
at you
changed
guys.
my
Right.
mind, man, and I still have your wallpaper or the thing you made as my phone wallpaper to this day, which is
And that
a Winnie the Pooh
oh
that is a Clockwork Orange Winnie the Pooh.
oh
And he's
okay.
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, see,
So-
and that is a valid point of view. And I'm even dyslexic, but I still, and I get where he's coming from, but I prefer
Yeah.
yes,
subtitles.
I'd rather hit rewind a bunch of times.
She
It
said
really
she
makes
prefers
you not watch your phone.
subtitles. I was like, she said she prefers subtitles.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh god, I didn't even realize that. That's true though. But
That like pregnant pause between. I'm just kidding.
that's true.
Well,
We're
before
devolving
we,
again. It's not even the holidays, guys, and we're going downhill. We're going downhill.
before
Okay.
we see
Okay.
Carly's overachievement.
You're right.
Okay, right. Yes, you're a good girl,
unfortunately-
Carly. That's all I know.
Unfortunately, in the news today, we
Oh,
lost
yeah.
it. We lost a good one
Yes.
in
David
Lynch.
David Lynch.
You lost the best one.
It just such an imagination, such a big purveyor of the abstract, and
Yeah.
and not defining your work and not defining anything, and it's well, you figure it out, and just he
Surrealism,
had
like-
the greatest voice and the greatest snapbacks. There's a great clip of him with a producer on set, and the producers are saying, well, it needs to be shorter, and he just gives it to the guy,
As he should.
and
Yeah.
and the role he played in Spielberg's The Fabelmans
Oh, I
is
love
such a
that so
great way
much.
to remember him as playing
Yes.
the iconic director John Ford. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And I will say,
See,
that
the
Blue
top
Velvet-
is uninteresting. The bottom, the
Okay,
horizon
right.
is interesting.
Oh yes.
I loved it. They're so
And I will say,
stupid.
Blue
Now,
Velvet.
get
and
out of my
Mulholland Drive
office.
are two of my very favorite movies of all time.
Blue Velvet
I
and what?
absolutely love him. Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland
Okay.
Drive.
Drive.
Oh God, if you haven't seen it, I cannot recommend it enough. You might be mad at me after it, but it's absolutely exceptional. I
No,
left
mean,
that
everyone-
film the first time I saw it in the theater just buzzing, and it was like one of those things I had to go back and see again because I was like, "What the fuck just happened? What is going on?" And I still don't exactly know, but
Right.
that is
There's a
what's so
great
magical about
thing
it.
about the
It's
Mulholland
amazing.
Drive DVD, because I had my video stores back then when that
Did it have those
came
weird
out.
clues on it?
Yes,
no.
it like has like all
Yes.
different kinds of things like in the
What?
yes, you can watch it that way.
Mhm.
I have it too.
But it also is only available in one chapter
Oh,
because you had all these people trying to pinpoint to the infamous sex scene in it.
Sure.
So the only way to do that would be to fast forward through the entire thing. It used to be on DVDs. There were chapters every like
Yeah.
5-10 minutes.
Skip the chapter.
So there is one chapter that is an hour and 50 minutes long.
Okay.
What a dick.
And people used to come in all the time like, why don't you chapter? Your DVD is broken. Like, no, you're just a perv trying to find.
No, you're just watching things the wrong way. Yes.
Go to the back. Go find Yotaro Taco Bell.
David
Taco Smell.
Lynch,
That's
rest in
it.
peace. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely will be missed. But it is game time, and it's not really game time. It's more back in the day, since we are 4 old fucks. Basically, you used to be able to just turn on the TV and there would just be something on. It would just be a movie playing, or usually anytime you're going by TNT or TBS, it would be, that looks good. I'll just sit and watch it.
There was no pressure.
Yes.
To sit and choose
came across
something.
and
yes. You were giving in to someone else making a choice for you.
Sure.
I'm going to watch this.
How very sub.
I'm going to I'm going to hybrid this as basically, what are your 3? The overachiever did 5. What are your 3 favorite movies that, if it's on, you're just going to sit and watch it, whether it is just turning something on, or if a partner, spouse, child, homeless man just has it playing and you walk in, if it's on, you're sitting down and watching it.
God, my choices are weird for this.
I bet they're awesome.
So I'm going to steal the one I use as example for the group, and that is A Knight's Tale.
So good.
It's so good.
Anytime that's on, just anytime, anywhere, I will stop. I will watch the music that is in that. Just
golden years.
Oh, just delightful. Amazing. And the director had an amazing thing about that, where he said, back in those days, to listen to music was an event. Like, you had to get the one person who knew how the lute and the one person who had the mandolin.
Yeah,
so every experience with music was like a rock concert. So that's why he uses rock concert music in his timely piece.
Okay.
It works.
I can watch that again, man. I can watch that again.
So good.
Paul Bettany and
yes.
Oh gosh, Alan Tudyk.
What's his name? Yeah.
And the other guy.
My weird gaps of things I've never seen is going to be A Knight's Tale, because I've never fucking seen it.
Oh my God, dude.
And I need to fix that.
Dude.
It has one of my favorite scenes in any movie. I'm a spoil a little bit. After Paul Bettany does his soliloquy and his speech and all that, and everyone's quiet, and his partner just kind of looks over and goes, "Yeah!" just to get the crowd going.
That was
I love
real.
that so much.
So they shot that in, I think, Czechoslovakia or something. Okay. So none of the extras knew what anybody was talking about.
So they didn't know when it was time to cheer.
So basically, he makes it. He's like, "Yeah, go get him!
But he's just kind of like at the side of his mouth. I laughed so freaking hard. Oh my God!
But that is an actual real thing.
Oh, that makes me love it even more.
And I will say that I've heard, this is just allegedly, that A Knight's Tale can also be enjoyed on psychedelics. I just heard.
Not from me or anything.
Not from Carly, though. But I heard that.
So good. Yeah.
All right.
Well, our next list is going to be our favorite psychedelic infused movies.
Okay. So, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and out her now. Carly's an overachiever, and she has 5 instead of 3. And not only but she did a PowerPoint. So we're fit to bring that to the screen, and she's going to get us caught up, and then we'll all go back around.
Oh, God.
Yeah, give us your 5. Carly's
top 5 picks. Woo.
Yes, I love this. And again, this is a professional production guy.
Oh, yeah. Google Slides. All right, Demolition Man.
Oh.
All right.
Agreed.
Obviously, it's a tongue planted firmly in cheek satirical action movie. Truly ahead of its time. It was Idiocracy before Idiocracy.
Oh,
Yep. Oh my god.
Chad's favorite restaurant.
Taco Bell. Yeah. And well, depending on where you were, if it was overseas, it was Pizza Hut. So,
okay.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Taco Bell in the United States. But peak Sandra Bullock,
Cuisine.
of course. Yes. And then, does anyone know how to use the 3 seashells?
I have never
No.
seen Demolition Man, guys.
What?
Fuck.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Dad!
god.
Oh,
Dad, what are you doing on this
Kick
podcast?
me off of this motherfucker. Holy
Oh.
shit. I am a horrible movie person, guys.
You have to
Don't get
see
me
this.
started. I haven't seen
It's
it.
so
It is.
good.
Oh, it's
so
so
funny.
camp.
Yeah.
I have
Yes.
such weird, I have such weird things missing from like my overall. I don't know. I can't explain it. I won't
Well,
even attempt to.
This is the movie that made me truly, truly fall in love with Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's great.
I love him.
Him as a villain was perfect.
Mhm.
He was so just not even over the top. He was just like skating the top, but it was so great the way he did it.
Yeah, nobody can control him. It was very
No.
much. It seemed like a character he just created.
Yeah, it was great. It was
Simon
great.
Phoenix.
Mhm.
Great name.
And John Spartan
And
was
John Spartan.
yep, was Sylvester Stallone.
And Lenita Huxley,
Yes.
Sandra Bullock, and
Mhm.
nobody else knows anybody else.
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Is the comic.
Okay, what was his name?
The I have
Rob
no
Schneider.
idea.
Yeah, it was
The-
Rob
the-
Schneider.
The
the
big
copy
guy
man.
from Beetlejuice. Fat guy. Forgot his
Oh yeah,
name.
fat dude.
Otho.
Or whatever his name.
Well, there you go.
Otho.
There you go.
Otho. Yeah,
I love
he was
him.
Bob. Oh, and Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary as
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Of the
Doing the
resistance
most-
leader.
Yeah,
of the
it's just, we're gonna
resistance.
we're gonna take his stand up and just let him say it, and
Just
then
do
go
that
back
one
down to the
little
hole.
thing. Yeah,
Super libertarian. Yeah.
very great.
Okay,
film.
we're moving on to the next one. We're going to go through
right.
the first 3 for Carly because that gets us all caught up. So the next
Okay.
one. I'm dying now.
All right, Bedazzled.
Okay.
All right. So Brendan Fraser plays our hapless protagonist. And of course, you can't help but like him and you want him to succeed. All of his wishes go terribly wrong because he meets Elizabeth Hurley, who plays the sexiest on-screen devil. And she
Absolutely.
gives him a chance to, what is it? I forgot how many wishes, maybe 7.
Okay.
I don't know,
7.
4, 5, who knows? Anyways, it's a bunch of wishes, but each one is terrible. It goes wrong. Hijinks ensues.
Mhm.
Funny
And-
movie.
I do know that one of the wishes would really, really, really not play well right now.
Oh
in
no,
today's
which
day.
one? Which one?
Oh, when he is the uber sophisticated wealthy man.
Oh, there's not. What's wrong with that? I love that. I love that they made him gay. It made
Yeah,
sense.
but in that, and he says that's the problem. The problem is
gay.
I'm gay. I can't do that.
Yep. Aw.
That's not going to play today.
Mhm.
Fuck him.
Fuck him indeed.
I love Brendan Fraser. I'm happy he
Oh, yeah.
had sort of a
So-
renaissance recently, but
Yep.
he also then like had that and now hasn't been back. So I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening with it.
Carly, you are also not the only person that has a Brendan Fraser movie on. their
Oh,
list.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, really?
okay. There it is. All right, we're going on to one more from Carly, and then we'll
All
move
right.
back around everyone.
Yeah, Liz Hurley is amazing.
All right.
Oh,
Starship Troopers.
Oh,
I saw,
Paul
first
Verhoeven.
of all, yes. And first of all, my dad took my brother and I to go see this movie in theaters.
Wow.
And it was fucking awesome. I was
Hell yeah.
I love this movie. I've loved it since I saw it in theaters. It's a perfect example of a meritocracy type society. Endlessly quotable lines.
Medic.
Team Dizzy for life.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Harmon can suck it. I'm sorry.
That's
Well, he
the,
does, but you know.
the great tweet that's like growing up is realizing that you're Team Izzy over
Yeah.
Team Harm.
Yeah. And it's got Doogie in it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
and I have to say too that I just saw like really just over the last couple of days that the cast agreed to film this like co-ed shower scene altogether
Yes.
as long as Paul Verhoeven
Yes,
is
was
also
nude as
shot it
well.
naked.
Nude,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
he did it.
I love
So
it.
let's go, Paul.
It's got Clancy Brown in it. Come on.
Yes.
Can't
Oh
go
my
wrong.
God.
It has Michael Ironside.
So many
everybody.
good people. It's got the minerals guy from fucking what's it called?
And I feel like Helldivers was
The
very
mineral
Starship
guy.
Troopers.
The minerals.
Yeah, from Breaking Bad, his minerals. You know,
I feel like
What?
Dean
I'm lost.
Norris. Come on,
Oh,
guys.
Dean
okay.
Norris.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay.
this is the minerals guy. They're minerals.
That was great. Okay,
we're gonna move to Brad for his number 3.
Please.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I do not have the PowerPoint. I feel very inadequate right now.
Yeah, no, we all
No,
do.
that's
trust
just me.
We've all been emasculated tonight. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like the bedazzled basketball player.
Well, you gotta try your best and do your yes. Well.
Drip, drip.
My number 3 is a movie that it always just seemed to pop on, and I just fell in love with it. I didn't go to the theater to see it. I watched it on TV, but every time it came on, I just had to watch it, and that is Regarding Henry
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh.
with Harrison Ford,
Mhm.
who plays the guy that gets shot in the head, who plays a bastard that gets shot in the head, and kind of relearns that he was a bastard.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Do you know who wrote that screenplay? It was the first screenplay they ever sold.
J.J. Abrams.
J.J.
Oh,
Abrams.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Trivia. Come to Scene Invaders podcast for trivia, motherfucker. Like, we got what's going on. Like,
And minerals.
And
and mineral.
and no, it was just one of those things because I'm a big Harrison Ford guy, and I just always loved see him not play action. I always
Sure.
liked seeing it, and just he plays quite the compelling, just guy that's completely starting over from like a childlike to realizing that, you know what, I was not a good person. I don't want to be that person anymore. So yeah. Now the other one is is a little more action, and this is an actor that I enjoy seeing in action roles, and that is True Lies,
Oh.
All right, that's a good
the
one.
James Cameron spy starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee
Jamie
Curtis.
Lee.
Oh my God, she has
and
never looked
She's been a
fucking
theme of the
better.
show.
Oh my
Jesus.
God, she is
Woo, that banging body.
stunning.
Tom Arnold at his absolute best.
You do not get you don't get just Tom Arnold best. You don't get character best better than the guy that Tom Arnold played. And it was so good. And just a ridiculous story, but one that was just so easy to glom on. And the torture scene, like with Schwarzenegger after he gets the true serum put in him, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to kill you soon. First, I'm going to use you as a human shield. I'm going to kill the guard, and then I'm going to break your neck. You know, really? He says, yeah, you know, my handcuffs? I picked them. It was just so good. And Schwarzenegger's actually at his best on this as well.
Yeah.
But I think that has something to do that Jim Cameron is a hell of a director.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he knew how to work with Schwarzenegger and get the best out of him.
Yeah. I mean, he's made fucking like Avatar a thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's just good. You might not like him, but you got to like what he does.
Yeah. Agreed.
Now, my last one is another one that actually all these movies came on because I didn't go to the theater back in the day, and they just come on TV and just sit and watch it. But this was almost in my high five movies of all time, and that is Scent of a Woman.
Okay.
Ooh-ah.
Hoorah! With Mr. Pacino, Mr. O'Donnell, and
A very young Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was about to say
love him. I miss him.
So do I. His kid's going to be in a movie with Christoph Waltz about
He was just in Saturday Night.
Yeah.
about a hitman who's training his replacement.
Okay.
So yeah, that looks good. But this movie, Oscar winner, has so many actors in it that you know now that you didn't know back then that just became something. I don't know about the blind Colonel Slade, who goes to New York to kill himself because he's had enough. And the kid's trauma that kind of pulls him back to humanity, and it's just like Colonel Slade is not a likable character. You don't like him, but you love him.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever this movie's on, it doesn't matter. Like, I could be going for my cancer treatment. I'll be like, okay, hang on, I gotta watch this. They're like, Brad, in 10 minutes you're gonna die if you don't get this. I'm like, all right, it's okay. Oh, just let me watch this.
Right.
And that is just a stop on a dime movie for me.
Okay.
And it didn't have slides.
Okay.
It was way better than mine. You did a good
Bullshit.
job.
Bullshit. Here's awesome.
So now we're on to me. I'm going to go through my 3, and then Coach, your 2,
I got
and
2
then Carly,
left.
your
Yep.
2. The format has changed.
Awesome.
We keep it lively here
That's
on
right.
Scene Invaders podcast. So my number 3, I think I went more with like things that are like comfort movies for me or comfort
Mhm.
watches overall.
Every time we do a game, you go rogue.
Brad stays rogue, okay? He ain't Brad Daddy for nothing.
Don't worry, next week I'll fuck up.
But my number 3 is a movie called We're the Millers, starring Jennifer Aniston, Will Poulter, Jason Sudeikis, and Emma Roberts.
So good.
I love this movie so much. I've seen it so many times, and it is absolutely like the epitome of the kind of thing that I would like come into the middle of and just sit down and watch the rest of it because I just love it. It's so funny. There's a part in this movie where Jason Sudeikis goes in to get a haircut, and he was
I was just thinking about that part.
yeah, he was like, basically, I just want to look like a
Yo.
dad of 3 who's like given up and has like nowhere to live or whatever. And there's
Wake
a
up at
guy in this
5:30 in the
barbershop
morning.
who's like, yeah, he
Aw.
wants this cut right here. And that shit fucking cracks me up every time. But yeah, this is a super fun, like sort of like drug smuggling comedy. I mean, I guess that really is what it's about, but like a drug
It's
smuggling
exactly what
comedy.
it is.
That,
Is that the guy from Deadpool by chance? The guy goes, yo, this haircut?
Oh, that
What
I'm
guy from
not
Deadpool?
sure. Good question. He looks like a dad, that's for sure. Which I'm like,
Or the Peter character?
Oh,
It
I
could be,
don't
but I
know.
haven't seen it.
I'll have to check it out.
I haven't seen it.
oh, you got to see We're the Millers. It's
Well-
so funny.
I know the meme format. I'm very
Yeah.
familiar with that.
And of
Well,
course, you
no.
know, No Regrets, RAGRETS.
Yes,
like,
yes.
That's definitely
Yeah.
from that movie.
But this
Yeah.
is, you get Jason Sudeikis, who is just riffing so perfectly.
Yeah,
He's
he's so
funny.
funny.
And you get freaking Will Porter before he took the super soldier serum and
And
turned
Yeah, right.
into the god that he is now. Like, holy. Yeah. Great movie. Great pick.
Yeah, super fun. So my number 2 is going to be just an entire series of movies. And yes, I'm the weirdo that is comforted by hearing people being murdered on
Scream?
film. No, it's
Oh.
going to be Friday the 13th.
All right.
Really?
I often, very often, put on any number of the Friday the 13th movies as background noise, like
Mhm.
just shit that plays while I do stuff around my apartment, chores, like whatever it is. Like, it's weird. I have this like weird relationship with this film series because it's not my favorite slasher franchise or anything like that.
Mhm.
But there's just like this warm, comfy blanket nostalgia feeling that I get when these are on. They're all sort of basically the same thing over and over. There's not a lot of surprises, and there is just this like 80s slasher
Jeez.
vibe that I absolutely love from this. And there are a couple sequels that I don't really throw on ever, but for the most part, like these kind of get equal opportunity for me as like my background music, I'll call it. So, and it happens more often than I should probably admit to anyone, but yeah, I like these movies a lot. They're so fun. And I tend to like the ones that like everyone else, like the other fans of the franchise hate.
Hey,
Like part
What,
5.
7?
Part 5 is
Yeah.
one of my favorites. New Blood.
that's
My
a good
favorite-
one. What are you
No,
talking
that's my
about?
favorite. Holy shit. Hell yeah.
Well,
And yeah, it was a little bit sanitized and it could have been more, but oh my god, like Carrie meets Jason. Who the fuck
yes,
doesn't want that?
hello.
I want it all
Sign
the time.
me
Like,
up.
all the
Tina?
time.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that-
Tina's my bitch. Hell yeah.
I know,
was that-
right?
Was 5 the one where
Was that the
girls
psychic
got the
or
psychic
telekinesis?
powers? Yeah.
5
Threw the
was the
couch
one
at him. That
where
looked really weird.
they had like the red herring of like a completely different Jason, basically.
Oh, so it was
Right.
okay.
But people were
It was
mad at that
Roy?
because it kind of like, yeah, Roy. So they kind of like,
I think it was part
but I
7
love that
where
one.
the girl had
Was
telekinesis.
yeah, I think it was too. Or
I
Yeah,
remember that
7 was
scene.
telekinesis for
Yeah,
sure.
she picked up that couch and whipped it at him real weird.
Oh, and
I'm
that
like,
has
"Why-"
juicy Jason in it, like the Jason from underwater. Like he's
Juicy
always looked very
Jason.
wet in
very
that movie.
wet and very greasy.
And that was like the Kane Hodder days, which is like
Yes.
kind of Jason
Oh,
could get
peak
it in a way.
Jason. Oh my god. Well, in part 3, Jason is really good too. But
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you seen the Never Hike Alone? The
I have seen the
continuation.
first one, which I thought
Okay.
was
Oh,
amazing.
you have to watch all of them. They're really
Okay.
good. I watched them last, I want to say last year. So they were really good though.
Yeah, and that's like a series that someone created and put on YouTube, which
Yes.
is
You
like
can watch it for
fanfic or
free.
fan films, and they are exceptionally well done.
And
like
Tom
fan
Matthews. Yeah, Tom Matthews like is in them too. Is in several of them.
I know that
Who
like the
is
Friday the 13th.
what's his name? He plays oh shit, what is his name?
Oh.
Tommy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this franchise is in limbo right now, but like whoever's in charge of like resurrecting this or being able to resurrect it after all of the legal drama of it
Right.
needs to look at the Never Hike Alone people, the people who are making this, and give those motherfuckers a shot
Yeah.
at like making the next Friday the 13th like official like in theaters film, because these people love it, they get it, they understand what's going on, and yes,
Agreed.
that would be amazing. And then my number one, my ultimate go-to comfort movie, which has been for quite a while, is, God, this is going to sound gay, but the Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
Oh, this is it's a go-to for me. If I feel like garbage, if I feel
it's a
happy,
great movie.
it's
a good
so
movie.
funny. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, and it's got bitchy women in it, which I love. So I'm here for all the bitchy retorts and comebacks and like little moments and all that kind of shit. I fucking love this movie. She's like,
Gooch is in it.
it's like literally like a monsoon outside, and a bitch goes, "It's just drizzling," and I'm like, "Bitch, it's not drizzling, ho. It's a monsoon, and you're trying to get a flight out of there." No, but that's why I love this movie. It's so much fun. It's funny. It still
It's a
makes
good
me
one.
laugh every time, no matter how many times I've seen it. And I could 10 minutes in, walk into this movie, sit down, and quote every motherfucking piece of dialogue in that. I love it. One of my favorites.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's good.
This
It's
is
good.
unacceptable.
It's worth watching. It is.
You
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
see Demolition Man. Fuck
Okay,
you.
true.
Yeah.
Tell you a place you can see it,
But I liked Demolition Man and The Devil Wears Prada. So
Yeah. I don't like
Fair.
annoying women.
I don't
Oh.
either. But it's a good movie.
It's not annoying women, it's bitchy women.
Yes.
Which is annoying.
Okay,
Oh.
okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Remember when Coach
Oh.
said a guy that couldn't get their life together, like a lot of like failed relationships and all that stuff? Yeah.
Okay, right.
It's because I
It's
speak
like-
the truth.
I felt seen. It's fine.
Bitchy
So
women
what
are
about you,
annoying.
Coach?
I've
What
told
are
all
your
my
final
exes that.
two, Mr. Coach?
my final two, my number two is 1997's Brendan Fraser vehicle, George of the Jungle,
Oh.
which reminded me, I used to play it in the video store a lot, and just it was a safe PG, but it is very true to the old cartoon,
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
where it has the narrator, the talking ape, and it's campy. It is it's the campy of the campiness.
Yeah, the
I always
elephant
just
that's the
found this,
dog.
it's stupid humor, the laughing toucan, just everything about it. Leslie Mann, Brendan Fraser, Thomas Hayden Church, just listen, it's just stupid fun, and you know, I got no more. to
I mean, I
say.
picked Friday the 13th, so I get it. I get it.
This is this is the other end of the spectrum that
Yeah,
we
true.
all are basically on at this point.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We are all on the spectrum.
Oh, and number one, the King of Kings, but the ultimate rock and roll movie with just a who's who in casting, amazing music, amazing actors, Amazing Cars is gone in 60 seconds.
Oh, hell yeah. I love shit like this. I love it.
My husband loves that movie.
Yeah,
It is
A guy movie for
terrible,
sure.
but I will just always, this is dreadlock bleach. What is it?
Super pink lipstick.
Super pink lip. What is her name? Oh,
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
Giovanni
Mhm.
Ribisi.
That whole car scene with
Yeah.
her. Mhm.
Scott Kahn, Robert Duvall. It's just a who's who.
Who's who?
It's I forget
Vinnie Jones.
it's just so good.
I haven't seen that in forever.
It's a
But
fun
now
one.
I need to.
Yeah, it's just you just leave it on.
When your lead character is named Memphis Rain.
I'm changing my
Super
name
cool.
to Memphis Rain.
That
You
is the
should.
coolest
It
freaking
is.
name in the
Oh,
world.
It's true.
Memphis Rain.
Trying to steal Eleanor, like it's just a who's. It's great, and
Yeah.
that's the thing is like this is a no judgment zone. This is
Yeah,
just-
definitely.
Oh, Christ, you know what?
Well, Brad may judge, but he's the only one that's judging.
Okay,
I'm
right.
not judging. I just haven't seen the movie.
Right.
I'm just teasing.
I'm judging your
Brad would
sideshow.
never
I
judge.
feel inadequate.
Aw.
Speaking of, here it comes because
Oh,
we got two
God.
more to get through.
Got two more, yes.
All right.
Okay, I didn't fuck this up, so we're still on Starship
Absolutely,
Troopers. We've been through that one.
absolutely.
Last two.
Teen Dizzy for life, 100%.
All right. Pulp Fiction.
I was
Oh,
almost going to
yes.
name this one.
All right.
This one was really close. Yeah.
That's right. I feel like it really works because it's non-linear. So no matter where you start watching it, it's entertaining.
doesn't matter. Yeah, you
Right.
can always pop in at a different story start.
Dialogue, the characters, all compelling, all fun, and of course, you cannot forget the music
So
So.
good.
and the
It has-
dancing.
It has my favorite line of dialogue in any medium.
What's that?
It was when they were going to,
Where did
Yeah,
you get this
John-
motorcycle?
Jules and Vinny, they're going to kill the guys.
Mhm.
And they're talking about the big man's wife. And he's like, did she ever do anything? I think she did a pilot. He's like, what's a pilot? You know those shows on TV? I don't watch TV. Yeah, but you're aware there is an invention out there called television, and on this
Right.
invention they show shows, right? That is my absolute favorite line because I've had on TV, and they're guys, I don't watch TV. I want to
Yeah.
hit you. I want to.
Right?
I want to hit you with a manhole cover. Like
There's only
you're
one
not
thing
cool
that Trump
because you
can
don't
do.
watch fucking TV. You're not
Right.
special because you're too stupid to turn a fucking TV on. And that
There's
line
only
just
one
sold it
thing
for me.
that's
I'm like,
worse, which is
oh my
I
God.
don't own a TV.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, that's from Police
Okay.
Academy too.
Those people need to be slapped.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't
that's
relate to
fine.
that for sure.
Mm-mm.
Definitely not.
I've got three
Long
TVs
ago
in this
on
room.
this show, we did a thing where we talked about we presented movie posters that were formative to us and kind of
Mhm.
important to our movie loving thing. And this was I hadn't been on for
Topic for
very
next
long.
week. Got it. Sold.
There you go. Yep.
Oh,
And
great. Do I have to make a slideshow for that?
No, but we're
Okay,
good.
right.
Yeah, you don't have
We
to.
will
but
be
we
clear
will.
about
That's my fault. I should have clarified.
You don't have to, but we know you're going to.
No, I won't. Trust me.
No,
all
we
I
are
have to
going
say
to.
is that you were such a good girl for this one. This
Aw,
was
thank you, Chad.
Very good.
I'm
Girl.
so awful. Holy shit. But no, Pulp Fiction.
Wait. Kat, can you do that again in the voice?
Mhm, please.
Oh wait.
Please, yes. Yeah.
A good one.
Carly.
No. Wrong voice.
Wrong one.
I don't know which voice at this point because
It's
that's
the
the only one I give a fuck
deep
about.
one.
The
You
deep
hit
Aw.
the deep one.
Oh wait, hold please. Okay, sorry guys, we're gonna play with this. Hold on.
Is this the one?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one.
Carly, you're such a good girl.
That didn't.
Yeah,
All right, thank you.
That sounded satanic. Holy shit.
yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
But also, is that why it's hot? Maybe.
A little, maybe.
Can
Who
you do
knows?
it in Liz Hurley's voice?
Okay, I don't think this thing is capable of all that.
It doesn't have a British setting.
I just want to
Sexy
hear that for my
British
own thing.
setting.
Okay, Brad.
I just
Okay,
want
I gotta
this
come up
really
with
to
one for Brad Daddy for sure. I gotta work on my British accent, maybe. I don't know. I'm just like a gay bear spewing out
Aw.
like
I love it.
yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
number
oh,
one?
numero
What?
uno.
Hold on, really quick.
Sorry,
Pulp
sorry.
Fiction.
I didn't mean to just cut. I'm sorry. I was ending it. You go ahead.
This was so important to me, like when we did that show or whatever, because this was like the movie I saw in high school that like opened me up to the art house side of like
Right.
film and shit. And I felt like I was a badass. I was like, I love Pulp
Yep.
Fiction, but I do love it. It's amazing. But that shit, like, it just completely changed the way I look at like film and cinema and all that kind of shit. And yes, a comfort watch for sure. So
I agree. I was like 11 when this came out, so it really worked for me.
okay, I was a little older, but that's fine. It's fine.
It's a couple years.
Everything's fine.
So
Okay, final. Oh my god. Final one from Carly.
All right. Big
Oh.
Trouble in Little China.
Okay.
So good.
So, yes, it is one of my desert island movies, and which basically just means that I could watch this movie all day, every day, and never get bored of it. So, I
Yeah,
love it.
It is a great movie. I agree.
it did things that should not have made sense, but if they did it any different, it would have been bad.
Yes. And if you actually listen to the lines and listen to how they riff off of each other, it is so cleverly and funnily written. It's
Oh yeah,
fucking
Okay.
hilarious.
yeah,
I love it.
that's amazing.
Big Trouble in Little China, guys. Hell yeah. No, this was amazing tonight, guys. Again, one more time, rest in peace, David Lynch. We love
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss you so bad. I'm so fucking sad that we don't ever get another movie from him. It's fine. I'll be fine.
Well, we
But-
can appreciate what he has. So everybody watch a David Lynch
Yeah.
thing this week.
And maybe we need to have a come together on at least one David Lynch film and like really discuss it on the show coming up because
Dune.
it's just I've never seen it. That's one.
Lost
I
Highway.
think the only David Lynch
Lost
film I have
Highway.
not seen is Dune for whatever reason. Oh, Lost Highway.
Yeah, last
Excellent, excellent.
time. Hunchback. Yeah, that's good. Or not
What'd you
Hunchback. That's
say?
the other one. Oh,
The Elephant Man.
Oh,
Elephant Man. Jesus Christ.
One of his
Elephant Man.
few like more accessible ones. That The Straight Story was a more accessible one. I
That's-
mean, the man rides a
that's-
fucking lawnmower.
Honestly, that's
across.
my favorite. Is The Straight Story.
Okay.
Love that movie.
He
I
did a
don't know
couple
what my very
episodes
favorite is.
of the Cleveland Show.
I'm sorry.
He did a few
Did he?
episodes of the Cleveland Show.
Oh,
Like
as a voice.
voice actor.
I think,
Okay.
like, directed.
Yeah, I did too. I
Oh,
was
that'd be
like,
so great.
that would be.
Like the surreal episodes of the Cleveland
Yeah.
show is like, wait, what's happening? Why is there a
No, it's,
screaming goat
it's a
baby?
Lynch.
Like-
That's a Lynch. All right. Yeah. Directed.
All right,
to
does anyone
Cleveland.
else have anything else they want to say before we get the fuck out of here tonight? This is when the crickets thing comes in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good girl,
I
everybody.
need to program.
Don't
crickets.
work on slides for next week.
Right. Yeah. Slides will definitely be like a full on memo. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need some kind of signal that says, "Hey, fuckers, do slides."
but slides are fun, man. I like
Yeah.
them.
I
I think they
agree.
are fun. I'm sad I didn't do them. I wish I would have. So,
Oh, I got it. I got it. When we have to do slides, we'll say, "Hey guys, let's really Carly this thing.
That's
Yep.
right. There
let's
you go.
Carly the fuck out of this.
Let's Carly the hell out of this."
I like
There
it.
you go.
Definitely. But yeah, definitely subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the video, the audio,
Please
all
like.
of that shit. Come for this shit show. We have so
Yes.
much fun doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the most polished thing in the world? No, but
No.
it is fun. It's real, and
It
we
is real.
enjoy it, and we hope you do too. So, with that, I guess good night,
God
Night.
bless.
No.
crickets.
Crickets.
Good